first one that really was my introduction to empathy. In any sense of the word. So when I was 17 years old, I faced 7 years in prison. And I was sitting in a jail cell for an assault and robbery charge. And I come from Rochester, New York, meaning we grew up in poverty. And I was sitting in that jail cell for a couple of months. And my mother wanted to get me a lawyer because she knew if I got a public defender, I would probably have to do the time based on the case. So she put up her house, which was our house. And in that home wasn't just myself and my mother, but it was also my siblings. So I have three sisters and one brother. So if anything went wrong, that meant they were all homeless. But what that showed to me, that point forward, was that my value wasn't tied to anything material, and that the love that we pour into others really does make a difference. I mean, that changed my whole life. Just having that opportunity, and then by the grace of God, when I got in front of that judge, the judge seen something in me and gave empathy and was like, "This isn't you. I see your grades. I see what you're doing. I see that you were just hanging with the wrong crowd. And so I'm gonna give you another shot. But if you come back in my courtroom, you're gonna do that time and some." So that was just my first introduction to it. Didn't know what it was called at that time, but that was empathy in action.
Thank you so much for your vulnerability and sharing that. And I'm curious, what within that situation sparked your decision to steer the ship around and go down a different road? Like, what specifically helped you do that?
I mean, one was seeing the pain that I caused, even though, at that time I actually didn't do whatever, it was more so just the cause of the pain that I showed on my mom and my sister's faces. I never wanted to see that again. I only wanted to make them proud and be able to support them. So from that point forward, I had to do some introspection and just see like, what were my strengths? What did I have without money? And what I found was I had intelligence. I had teachers along the way that poured into me that showed that. And then I had heart. I was willing to do whatever it took. I had tenacity, resilience, and most importantly, I had love. I was a very caring person back then, and as I am now. So I had to lean into those. So really, just seeing that was like the picture of the opposite of what I ever wanted in my life.